Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Etheric Light Soma. I'm Marisa. Thank you so much for being here. And for those who have subscribed and have seen the past videos, thank you so much for commenting, for sharing your love, for sharing your connection here in this space. I know it's been some time, but it's summertime too, and me and my kids have been so busy. I wanted to hop on here because there were some messages that were coming through, medicine as well. It's a new moon in Cancer today, a pretty powerful new moon. And if you've been feeling it, let me know what you've been feeling in the comments because I'd love to hear it. I do read all of your comments and I appreciate all of your feedback, all of your comments, all of the connections that are made throughout this channel here. I really, really do love it. And yeah, so this new moon in Cancer, you guys, since the solstice, the summer solstice has, come and gone now, it left with it some energies. So what I've been receiving, because I wrote down some of the messages that were coming through, and will be also channeling some of it throughout this video, is that there's been an epic flush of the ego. I'm just going to let that sit there because I know some of you may or may not want to hear that. Because the ego, we see the ego as something that we need to fight, as something that is not us, or, we've been taught that it's something bad, it's something wrong. But the ego is the patterns that we've evolved into, like that we've kind of succumbed to. The patterns, the postures, the energies, the trauma, the wounding that's been passed down to us. From a somatic lens, it's really how we've held ourselves in a state of protection, in a state of survival. And so the ego is like the loving parent to our spirit or our soul as we walk through this lifetime as a human evolving, right? But there's been this epic flush of the ego. And what I mean by that is like cortisol, adrenaline has been, circulating through our system. There's been an uproar in our nervous systems, these patterns that have been repeating. Okay, maybe that's, sensations that have been repeating. You've been feeling a lot in your physical body. You've been noticing a lot of mental thoughts forming. You've been noticing a lot of emotions that have been arising. Maybe there's been rage, anger. There's been experiences that have caused this, that have triggered this into your reality, into your experience. And it's all for you to notice, for you to become aware and more conscious of it so that you can take a deeper look into it or connect with it, befriend it. Right? We always talk about the shadow. The shadow comes up with the ego. The ego and the shadow are both siblings, is what I'm hearing. So it's almost like this deeper connection, this reunion happening with the shadow and the ego that you are flushing out of your system, literally flushing out of your electrical and chemical systems. Okay. And so there's this big internal change happening, and it's catapulting you into a new timeline. Okay, there's a rapid fall of the past versions of you, causing this emotional energy to arise again. And this has been like a slow coming, right? You've been like steadily like rising and raising your vibration, raising your frequency so that you could hop into this new timeline. And what I mean by hop is just like become aware that, oh my gosh, things have changed around me. I've made the changes. I took the chances to make the changes. I took the inner impulse to make those changes, right? I've listened to my internal guidance, my intuition to make those changes happen. And now they are happening. Things are popping up, opportunities, people that I'm meeting, relationships are evolving, are changing, or ending, or beginning, right? It's that subtle remembrance that, okay, I'm not who I once was. And so there is a lot of emotions coming up, especially with this new moon in Cancer, because Cancer is a water sign. It is the crab, it is the hard shell on the outside, right? The ego, again, the shell, the parts of ourselves that we protect and put layers up or walls up to survive, or that we've had to survive or make it through certain experiences in our life. And this is the inner child. This is the inner child coming through right now, speaking to you, saying, I'm done with hiding. I'm done with protecting myself. I'm done with these layers that have kept me away from being myself. And yes, it's gotten you to this very moment, this very point in your life where you've come up against experiences that are now triggering this, that are projecting this view for you to really see yourself and who you are right now, this evolved, new you. And it's causing, and I even feel it in my heart space right now, is a lot of grief, a lot of crying, extreme compassion for yourself or for others. Okay, maybe this is you feeling extreme compassion for the world and what the world is experiencing, what humanity is experiencing, because we know there's so much dark and also so much light in this world happening. And all of this to bring a greater balance, right? The flush, to clear it, to cleanse it, to purify it. And then maybe some of you, because all of these messages are for the collective here, so not all things are going to land for you specifically, but may you take and resonate with what is needed for your highest good today. Some of you may have been feeling hopeful, grateful, taking the leap of faith and following your inner calling, your dreams, these new dreams that you've been having as you've been evolving. Okay, like something that you have wanted to do years ago, and now you finally are taking the steps towards it. You're finally taking the aligned divine action because you've become more of your divine self in action. Okay, you become and have allowed more of your spirit to rise within your system, within your body. Okay, and this is bringing me to right now and this big buildup that's causing and allowing this big flush to happen of our nervous system, of all of this cortisol and adrenaline, right? The fight, flight, the flee, the shutdown of our nervous system, the baseline that you've kind of worked with, or that you've had to work on dissecting as a conscious human right now, because you've learned that you've evolved through experiences that were hard, that hardened you, but didn't harden you enough to keep you in a certain mold, that didn't keep you away from breaking through. Okay, you've had a lot of breakdowns to break through, is what I'm hearing. And that's so beautiful. I love that. And so some of these things that have been causing like the high cortisol, the high adrenaline, like the fight, flight, right? Seeing red. Or maybe it's like this inner freeze of yourself. You don't know what to do. There's been a lot of confusion. The experiences that you've been having are causing confusion. And so when that happens, we work with the nervous system. We work with our electrical and chemical systems. We work on flushing out the cortisol and the adrenaline. We work with our body so that we can move the chi, the life force energy, allowing more of your spirit, your higher self, to descend down in. Okay. And what's been working for a lot of people, and myself especially, and I kid you not, you guys, we're all in this together. So I'm here with you when I say all of this and when I share this. But Yoga Nidra has been essential. Yoga Nidra, and there's this, if you type in Yoga Nidra for your nervous system, you will find her name is Ali. I forget her last name, but Her name is Ali, and she has beautiful yoga nidras for the nervous system. So, working on utilizing that practice daily. Breath work has been essential. Okay. Working with the parasympathetic nervous system. And what spirit was pointing me to, and they're like, you gotta get this out right now, is the nadis. Okay. The nadis in that central space that they're all connected in, which is the sacral chakra, which is the DNTM. Okay. In traditional Chinese medicine. That area right below the belly button is the inner reservoir, okay, also known as the sacral chakra, the color orange, color peach, vibrancy, okay, known and associated with the inner divine feminine, okay, the feminine qualities, your inner child, the playfulness, sensuality, sexuality, okay, working with all of the reproductive systems, the organs in that part of your body, okay, the womb space, and not just for women. I've seen some comments where it's like the womb is only known for women, but you were once in a womb yourself as a man, okay, as a masculine. And so you can work with that maternal line of your family when we work in with this space, as especially the cosmic mother, okay, the divine mother, goddess, Gaia, okay, working with her inner heart space when we work in with this nadi point, okay, this point where all the nadis connect, this inner reservoir. And what I'm getting from this is that there's like been this going for it attitude, okay? And I go like going for it, right? But this helps to move when we anchor our conscious awareness into this space and we utilize breath work in this area of our body. We help move spirit within our whole body. Okay, it's what spirit is showing me right now is like it's the backup generator. It's like the plug-in, okay? And so once you start to plug into this generator of electricity, of oop, I got something in my of the movement of chi, of life force energy, of spirit, of your higher self, it moves. It starts to move things throughout that sushuma energy channel, right? The central pillar of your being, okay, that runs along your spinal column from your root chakra all the way up into your crown. And it helps to clear this. It helps, it's like spinal energetics, but like in a more holistic and more practical way, okay? And you could do it with just breath work, not all those extreme movements. And yes, that does work for someone. So I'm not here like bashing that, but I'm just saying you can do this by yourself, for yourself at home, just working with your breath and working in that space. And so this will also help you to utilize and move into these timelines that are pivoting. Yeah, it's like a pivot, is what I'm saying, that you are here to notice that some of these experiences haven't been happening because it's a pivot moment for you. It's for you to pivot and change. It's a moment for you to kind of evolve in the patterns or the patterns of the mind, the mindset that you've been thinking around certain experiences not happening. And it's time for internal reflection as well. But there's been a lot of timeline symptoms coming up as well for you and for some, and for myself. Insomnia for some. I've been using beeswax candles. I've been working with my breath, yoga nidra, Zumba, okay, movement of the energy, the chi within your body. All of that cortisol, adrenaline needs an outlet, okay? Again, plugging into the generator. Generating and circulating that energy throughout your system is needed right now, okay? Because time's speeding up and your energy has been feeling that. So your energy has been already playing with the timeline speeding up, okay? And so now it's like your physical body is trying to catch up. But that doesn't mean you need to be moving fast all of the time. Only when you're feeling very charged, very activated, very like you need to like move energy out of your body. But then taking time to feel more centered, more grounded, taking time returning back to the basics is what they're saying. Like listening to the birds chirping so you can return into that 0 point field. That 0 point of where you're in a state of presence. they're saying slow, mindful eating, eating lighter with grounding foods. Okay. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, the grounding foods. But now we've been working with lots of orange, yellow, and red foods lately, especially because it's strawberry season. So strawberries are coming to my mind right now, and strawberries carry all of those seeds. So many seeds. Like there's many seeds that are planting right now, or you're planting seeds for a stronger, more solid future or foundation. And so, working with the color red right now is going to be very helpful for some of you. Working with your root chakra, noticing if you've been feeling bloated, if you've been feeling fatigued, if you've been feeling very tired and just kind of like heavy in your lower extremities. It's time to work with the root chakra and to move it because you've kind of been a little bit stagnant. And so, what I'm seeing right now is like a plant that has root rot or yeah, root rot is I guess is what it would say. Um, and so you need new soil, you need a new surrounding, replanting yourself, allowing yourself to have more oxygen, more flow of oxygen. You know, when we replant plants, flowers, we have to create a more oxygenizing foundation for them. And so we add in sand, we add in rocks, we add in fresh soil, other things. They're not coming to my mind right now, but that's okay. And we allow ourselves to be out in the sunlight, okay, taking in sunlight, making sure that you're hydrated. Hydration is key, allowing that cellular memory, cellular movement, cells to stay fluid so that your fascia and your muscles can stay fluid and can stay less restricted, constricted, so that the movement can happen. Again, I feel like there's just like this big epic flush, and this movement for you is key right now. So, this is something to take with you. And I'm feeling like this is where the video is going to end because there's been a lot of keys throughout this whole video. And so if something landed for you, leave it in the comments. If you'd like to add anything in the comments for others, I would love that. So thank you. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing these videos. It really means a lot for me and this channel. And I will speak to you guys in the next video. Take lots of care.